The title of today's Brandon's blog is Unlocking the Mysteries of a Revived Canadian Consumer Proposal, a look beyond the essential 5-year barrier. The Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act says that a consumer proposal must be completed within 5 years of its original filing date. Recently, the Ontario Court released a decision in a very interesting case where a consumer proposal was deemed annulled and the court was asked to revive it, where enough time had passed that if it was revived, it would mean that it would take the consumer proposal more than 5 years to be completed. And that is the decision that the court wrestled with. My name is Ira Smith, president of Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc. Both Brandon Smith and myself are available to answer any questions you may have, either about this Brandon's blog or anything else at all. So shoot us a message, give us a phone call. We would love to speak with you. I hope you can watch until the end of this video because I know you will find it informative. Brandon first gives an introduction to the case and describes what a Canadian consumer proposal is all about. He then describes the eligibility requirements for a Canadian consumer proposal, the types of debt covered by a Canadian consumer proposal, and then gets into the annulment aspect of when a Canadian consumer proposal needs to be annulled. The Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act says any party can make an application to the court to have a consumer proposal annulled if the consumer proposal was obtained by perpetrating a fraud on the creditors or the court. There is also the section in the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act that talks about when a consumer proposal is deemed annulled. And a consumer proposal is deemed annulled when 3 or more payments have been missed. And if a consumer proposal is annulled, it can only be revived by an order of the court. And that is what the case that Brandon describes below is all about. The Associate Justice was faced with a situation where when the application from the Consumer Proposal Administrator was heard, if it was revived on that day, it would take more than 5 years for the consumer proposal to be completed. The Associate Justice wrote a very lengthy opinion to go through the elements of, does the court have the jurisdiction to revive a consumer proposal, and especially one where it will take more than 5 years to be completed if the court used its jurisdiction to revive that consumer proposal. Brandon describes all the factors that the Associate Justice considered, the previous case law on the right and responsibility of the court in exercising its jurisdiction, and all of the elements the court considered important for considering why the consumer proposal was deemed annulled and what factors go into the court's consideration as to whether or not to revive a Canadian consumer proposal. So I hope you can read the entire Brandon's blog below because I know you will get value from it. Again, both Brandon Smith and myself are available to answer any questions you may have, either about this Brandon's blog or anything else at all. So shoot us a message, give us a phone call. We would love to speak with you.